We just got an update in the last 30 minutes that residents who have been evacuated, they are going to be allowed back into their homes in 15-minute increments tonight to get any belongings they need. Once completed, the development will span 100,000 square feet. The site will have a business conference center, office space, and a hospitality piece too. We talked to a woman whose husband was inside this Walmart when the shooting happened. He was in the pizza aisle just getting his pizza and heard the gunshots ring out. And so she came here this morning. She is finding these little evidence markers on cars, and this is just one of the cars in the area. We're going to come around to another one. This is a Jeep that's right over here. So these are just scattered all throughout the parking lot. So many people are just waiting to get to their cars. The group called for Governor Hickenlooper to declare Colorado as a safe state for immigrants and all families. I want to take a look over across the street of Cherry Hills Community Church. You can see the American flag is still draped down. The bagpipes have just stopped, but there's an entire group up there. Also, right where we are across the street, there are people already holding signs. These are just some of the examples of those limbs. Look how much it is weighed down by the snow out here. We are in Lakewood. I'm going to just knock some of this off. You can see that the branch just kind of springs back up. This parade route is going to continue going along through here. We're leaving Cheeseman Park right now. Check out this dog right here. Here's the dog. It says love is love is squirrel. I love that sign. Here at Holidaily, they are serving up a very unique kind of beer. This is the only certified gluten-free brewery in Colorado.
Things become really simple and you have a lot of perspective when this happens.
It went from not knowing anything to you have 5 minutes.
Minutes to grab everything.
We're being evacuated from our house. I'm kind of freaking out.
For Emmy Massey, those minutes are something she won't soon forget.
As soon as I saw the smoke, I burst into tears because I didn't know if our house was going to be okay.
Her house was among the thousands evacuated in the Buffalo fire, burning too close to comfort for many homeowners.
We thought we'd lost our house yesterday. It's been, you can never prepare for this.
It was a little scary for sure, thinking your house is up there and hidden in the smoke.
Inside that smoke is where these homes hold a lot of meaning. And for Riley, things he loves.
And I just think about my toys be okay and my mouth like to be okay.
And underneath the Massey's home, new life.
We had a den of baby foxes underneath the porch. We were really concerned about the foxes and just all the wildlife.
In the hours these crews have spent making drop after drop on the fire, those away from their homes are thankful for each minute firefighters have spent protecting what they left behind.
Because the firefighters pull out the fire at the forest.
Great-grandfather was the chief of police, and then my cousin was going into law enforcement in Phoenix.
Shanae Lintel's call to be a police officer came through her family roots.
When law enforcement came in, I was like, that's it. That's what I'm going to, devote myself to.
She's going through the Denver Police Academy. Out of a class of 51 recruits, she is one of 17 women, the largest number of female recruit officers the department has ever seen.
I felt like I was being called towards something more.
Janika Ryan came from a background in security, but like Shanae, she knew from a young age that law enforcement was in her future.
More and more females are realizing, hey, not only is it possible to be a law enforcement, I can be successful.
And having women as leaders in the department helps push that momentum forward.
I just want women to know that this is an opportunity for them. Things have changed, and policing is a little bit different.
Taking a peek back at history, things were different.
They wore skirts and small heels, and I was thinking, how could you do your job?
And their badges said woman rather than patrolman.
They were delegated different tasks than men were, even as police officers.
According to the National Center for Women and Policing, there are fewer women officers than men. Women make up 13% of the overall police force today.
The way a man might be able to handle something, a woman might not be able to do it the same way, but they may be able to get the same result, just different process.
Recruits like Shanae and Janika are hoping classes like theirs will change the stigma and encourage other young girls to chase their careers too.
As more women start to make that decision, that door's going to open wider and wider.
It's been said, if you build it, they will come.
We were only open 3 days a week because I didn't know if people would come to a gluten-free brewery.
For Karen Hertz, the building of her business began when she needed it most.
I'm a 2-time cancer survivor and an autoimmune disease called Hashimoto's thyroiditis. Treatment for that was cutting out gluten, and I love beer.
That's when Holidaily was born, an entire brewery in Golden committed to gluten-free brews.
Most beers are made out of barley and wheat. We use buckwheat and millet.
Holidaily is a one-of-its-kind in Colorado, competing with the large number of craft breweries throughout the state. Opening the door into the Denver market, the Colorado Brewers Association says there are 65 craft breweries and brew pubs in the Denver metro, with even more planning to pour into developing areas. But that's shaking things up for breweries that have already been brewing in the Mile High City for some time now. Some breweries, like Barrel's Beer Company, are closing their doors. Rising rent and labor costs, along with more competitors entering the market, is making it harder to stand out and keep up. For Holidaily, their unique product is allowing them to expand with a new brewery focused on distribution set to open in Golden early next year.
We're finding that there is demand for us to continue distributing.
Because if you build it,
It's such a part of Colorado.
they will come.
Beer is tied to the Colorado culture.
I'm Connor Wist for the Now Denver.